Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Success Mentorship Class. Good morning. All right. Welcome to Success Mentorship Class number 395. And our topic for today is Success Without Stigma. This is an incredible topic, and our guest speaker today is Herman Taylor, who is a trauma expert. So we're going to hear from Herman in a little while, but let me reintroduce myself. This is Dr. Herbert Harris. This is the Success Mentorship Network, and here we have tons of success and powerful life trainings based on our book, The 12 Universal Laws of Success. Of course, I invite you to visit our website, www.herbertharris.com, and schedule a success consultation if you need help getting your life on track, and or get some of our success products, the 12 Universal Laws of Success, Success Toolbox, all these incredible products to help you be what you want to be, do what you want to do, and have anything you desire. Right now, let's just do our meditation. Let's take a deep breath. Let's sit straight up in our seat. I'm on the road now, so we're operating from a different studio. Let's put it like that. Okay. All right. So let's sit straight up in our seats. Close our outer eyes. Open our inner eyes. Take a deep breath and hold it. Let it out slowly. Take a deep breath and hold it. Let it out slowly. And in this space of peace and relaxation, I am at peace with myself. Let us affirm that together. I am at peace with myself. Just let that peace sink in. And in the space of peace and relaxation, my mind is open, receptive, and ready to learn. Let us affirm that together. My mind is open, receptive, and ready to learn. And in the space of openness, in the space of learning and enlightenment, take a deep breath, let it out slowly, and together we say, and so it is. And so it is. All right, today we have, let me tell you something, folks. We have my friend, a young man that I am super, super proud of, who has become an author, a trauma expert, a counselor, a consultant. I mean, Herman, you're getting a list of titles, man, that we have to, we need an extended play. But I'm just honored to have you on the Success Mentorship Class today because I've seen your growth, and not only your growth, but I've seen the way that the world is beginning to respond to you. You know, many times when you're a speaker or a teacher, you may not be recognized right away. But over the last 3 years, your status, your profile, your impact in the trauma area, in the social area, in the therapy area has just skyrocketed. You've spoken in Africa, different states in the United States already. And so welcome aboard, Henry. Let's hear about success without trauma.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is an honor and a privilege and also a joy to be here once again with you, Dr. Herbert Harris, and with the Success Mentorship Class. You guys basically raised me, for these last 3 years, from 2023 to now. You guys raised me, and I owe most of all my success to you guys and to God, because you guys, if you didn't do anything else, you encouraged me. And I like your new title, Dr. Harris, the Great Encourager. That fits you to a T. Good morning, everybody. We're going to go into my topic, which is success without stigma. I happen to be the leading expert in addiction, stigma in the world. Y'all like that title? I like it too. So we're gonna, if you're not comfortable with stigma, just replace it with judgment, self-judgment and societal judgment, because stigma is a word that scares everybody because it has negative connotations to it. But if you replace stigma with judgment, you can look at how you may have been prevented from being everything that you could be through your own self-stigma, through your own internalized view of the world. All right, so let's rock and roll. Success without stigma. 6 steps for entrepreneurs like yourselves for growth. So we're going to start this by elaborating on the 6 steps a little bit. And I want to welcome all the visionaries, all the builders, and all the change makers that's here today. You are shaping your futures. And I want to speak to you today about something that's not always talked about in entrepreneurial circles, but it impacts every one of us. And that something is stigma. Now, most people hear the word stigma and they don't associate it with business. They think only people that's impacted is addiction field people, mental health service providers, but they don't realize that stigma is a major barrier in more than that area. Entrepreneurs face stigma too. It shows up as self-doubt, rejection, shame, and comparison. I'm not measuring up with the people that's doing what I'm doing. So I'm convinced that we have to look at stigma differently, because stigma tells us play small, stay silent, give up. But success requires the opposite. That's why today I want to share how my 6-step framework, the reversing stigma model, can be converted into a success strategy. Let's look at this. I'm going to draw from my book. It's Motivational Minute Time, which teaches how small wins and consistency help create transformation. And I'm also going to look at Dr. Harris's classic, The 12 Universal Laws of Success. And together, these resources will give us a formula for success. Step 1, story. Every one of us has a story. Storytelling is how we build our brands. Your credibility, your connection to your audience is surrounded around story. But stigma, fear, failure, and rejection always pops up to try to rewrite your story. It whispers, you're not ready. You'll never succeed. But in the reversing stigma model, story is the foundation of healing. And the foundation will lead to the growth that you need if you trust it. Story helps you attract the right people. And I want to give you a little quote from Dr. Harris his law of thought. It reminds us what we dwell upon, we attract. You constantly tell a story of defeat. Guess what? It's gonna attract more defeat. But if you own a story of resilience, creativity, and determination, you will attract the opportunities that align with the story. I want to take a moment right now to think about my business. And I want you to think about your business. Let's think about, what challenges did you face? What obstacles did you overcome? Now, if you imagine rewriting that story like I rewrote mine, and don't use the language of limitation, imagine telling your story in a powerful way, without the pain points, without the rejections. That's what step one story is about. Let's look at step two, team. No empire is built alone. Stigma likes to isolate us. It says you don't belong. You're on your own. You don't have the experience. I suffer from something at times called imposter syndrome. And it shows up and tells me I'm not good enough and they're going to figure me out. But I can't let those voices of stigma stop me. I have to rely on my team, my mentor, Dr. Harris, coaches, my partners in business, even clients. You have to surround yourself with the people that's going to put wind beneath your wings. And my book is Motivational Minute Time. I emphasize on gratitude, how gratitude and consistency help people realize the small wins and the people that's around them that lifts them up. Those bonds of gratitude turns your network into a community. And that's what we have here. We have a community. So ask yourself, who's on my team? Am I intentionally surrounding myself with those who elevate me, or those that are holding me back? I want you guys to really look at that. We cooking. We at step three. Step three is intentionality. Entrepreneurs must have clarity of purpose. Without intentionality, we drift from idea to idea without any momentum. Stigma feeds on lack of direction. It whispers, you're not focused, you're not ready. But intentionality says, I'm prepared, I'm clear, I know where I'm going. Let me tell you guys a quick story. Real brief, right? I wanted to get on stages. So I started sending proposals to conferences, conventions, event organizers, and I was getting turned down like crazy. So then I stumbled up on reversing stigma. And I came up with my 6 steps to reverse stigma, and I got a hit. And someone invited me to come present at their conference. It was called the New York Council for Problem Gamblers. And in the invitation, it said, you're one of our keynote speakers. So I thought keynote speaker meant breakout session, because it said one of our speakers. So I'm prepared to give a breakout session for about 20, 30 people. I have my PowerPoint ready. I'm ready to do my thing. I'm vending. I'm selling my books outside of the ballroom. I'm meeting everybody. I'm explaining my 6 steps. And one of the conference organizers approaches me and she said, hey, how you doing, Herman? It's nice to meet you. She said, do you know what time you're speaking tomorrow? I said, yeah, I believe it's 10:30. She said, no, it's 11 o'clock. She said, do you know the venue? Where are you going to be speaking at? I said, no, I don't know. She said, let me take you. I said, sure. So I follow her. She turns right into the ballroom. So I was like, what is she doing in here? So I'm thinking she's taking a shortcut. She walks right up to the stage. I follow up on the stage. She points to the stage is set in a panel diagram. She said the panel's going to be removed. Where would you like me to place your podium? In the middle of the stage, on one of the corners of the stage. And now I black out, but I'm with her, but I black out. My mind says, holy crap. You're the keynote speaker. You're the closing speaker. She says, and then she repeated that to me. She said, you are the closing speaker for us tomorrow. You're the closing keynote speaker for us tomorrow. How would you like your sound? You want the mic, or you want us to hook you up with the traveling mic? You like to move around? I black out again. And the self-limiting beliefs pop up. The negative self-talk pop up. And I say, this can't happen. This can't happen like this. I'm not ready. I'm not ready yet. Out of nowhere, the movie The Bodyguard with Kevin Costner pops into my brain. And Kevin Costner says the line. He says, when you get to a place in life that can change your life, change your whole situation, are you going to let the moment define you, or are you going to define the moment? And it's like I snapped out of it. I said, I've been working every day. When I come home from working 9 to 5, from 5 to 9, I listen to seminars, I listen to podcasts, I write on my book, I talk to my mentor, I'm reading, I'm increasing my value, I'm doing everything that I need to do. I've been practicing with vision board workshops, I've been practicing going around the world and going around the country on book tours. I said, you ready for this? You was built for this. So she looked at my face again. She said, are you all right? Are you going to be able to do this? I said, I was born for this. I said, where's the clicker? Where's my clicker at? How do I use that? I said, how far can I walk? Because you get to a point where you have to decide, am I playing? Am I playing entrepreneur? Am I playing coach? Am I playing author? Or are you doing the work to make it happen? So you can't let stigma talk you out of it, right? So that's my story. And being intentional, it defined my moment. And from that speech, I've spoken at 6 more conferences around the country. 6 more. Las Vegas, Miami, New Orleans, Pittsburgh, Albany. Where else did I go? I went somewhere else. I can't remember. But it's 6 times. So I just want you guys to know that when you're intentional and when you stand behind your vision, it's going to come a time where you have to show and prove. All the practice that you've been doing in the dark, you're going to have your opportunity to do when the cameras and lights is on. So I'm going to move to gratitude, right? So gratitude is the antidote for burnout. It reframes rejection and reminds us that I am making progress. It helps us see that even the small wins are helpful. So when I published my first book, From Nothing to Almost Something, I was grateful that I sold a copy, right? I was grateful that someone reached out to me and said, hey man, thanks for your story. I went through some of the same things. I had some parents that was alcoholics as well. So, you know, just helping someone put in perspective that their experience was violent. Gratitude is not just a feeling, it's a strategy. It's an antidote for scarcity. Stigma says you don't have enough, you're behind, you're failing. But gratitude says you have enough. And gratitude said God gave me everything I need to succeed. And if I don't have it, it's on the way. So let's practice now. I want all you guys to think about one thing you're grateful for in your entrepreneurial journey right now. Maybe it's a client. Maybe it's your health. Maybe it's simply the courage to start. Hold that thought, and gratitude is multiplying that right now as we speak. The next step is motivation. Motivation turns setback into fuel. Entrepreneurs will face setbacks all the time. That's guaranteed. The difference between those who quit and those who succeed is how they respond. Everybody's going to have a setback moment. Everybody's going to get to that place where life happens. Challenges occur. You run out of money. You don't see your way through. The roadmap doesn't have all the cornerstones and all the places that you see to help you navigate it. So what are you going to do when you get to your turn back moment? Are you going to be motivated to continue? Are you going to believe in your dream? Are you going to believe in your vision? Or are you going to stop? Right? I had a turn back moment last year, August. The lady in my life had a stroke, which disabled her. Right? She was my partner. She was my manager. She was my video photographer when we was on business. She was my mentor. She was my focus group. She was the travel agent. And when she went down, I could have said, yo, it's over, man. It's over. But I didn't. Quitting wasn't even on my mind. And at that time, I had just registered for a PhD program. So I had to dig deeper. So I had to learn this new stuff. I'm being stretched in 5 different ways. And I'm in a caretaking role. So the setback could have said, yo, that's it, bro. Throw the towel in. You did everything you could. Nobody's going to fault you. But God gave me a vision. God gave me a purpose. So I continue to move forward. And by moving forward, I ended up writing 2 more books in a year, going around the country, turning into a thought leader on stigma. So when you are faced with your turn back moment, think about why you started in the first place. So I just want to give you guys another Dr. Harris quote, right? In the law of persistence, success comes to those who endure the entrepreneur's movement. Success comes to those who endures. So you have to keep moving forward. If you get knocked down 8 times, get up 9. If you don't have perseverance, you're not going to be able to navigate through the storms. Perseverance helps you go when you don't even see it. I got one more quick story for you. One more quick story. It took me 16 years to get my bachelor's degree. I started college in 1983. I got my bachelor's degree in 1999. Plenty of distractions. Drugs, alcohol, women, betrayal, incarceration, suicide. The list goes on. But my point is, if I would have stopped, if I would have not continued the goal of obtaining a bachelor's degree, I wouldn't have a master's in social work. I wouldn't be a licensed social worker. I wouldn't have a master's in public administration. I wouldn't be a 𝐂𝐍𝐉𝐎𝐾. I wouldn't be an adjunct professor. I wouldn't be a therapist. I wouldn't be an author. I wouldn't have created the reversing stigma model. So perseverance is that shot that you tell yourself every day, I'm going to make this happen. Perseverance is the reason you get up early in the morning, you stay up late at night. It's the reason people say you crazy, but you keep moving. It's the reason people say you'll never amount to nothing, but you keep going. It's the reason people say, I don't know why you spend all this time doing it, because you see what the outcome is. The last step is affirmation. Words create your world. If you speak doubt, you're acting doubt. If you speak belief, you're acting belief. And my book is Motivational Minute Time. I included affirmations for every day because affirmations train your mind to focus on the possibilities. When you repeat, I am capable, I am worthy, my vision matters, you program your self-conscious to act accordingly. Affirmations reverse stigma by replacing I can with watch me. So I'm coming to the close. We're down at the last stretch now. And I just want you to know that I appreciate your time, but I want to recap real quick. Today, we walked through 6 steps to convert the reversing stigma model into an entrepreneur's blueprint. Step 1, story. Own your narrative. Step 2, team. Build your strategic network. Step 3, intentionality. Move with focus. Move with laser focus. 4, gratitude. Multiply in abundance. Get rid of the scarcity mindset. Step 5, motivation. Turn setbacks into fuel. Your setbacks and your challenges is the tuition you pay for your success. Affirmations. Speak success into existence. And remember, stigma isn't a social problem. It's an internal battle. And if you want to be successful in business, you must first do the inner work. It's the inside job. So I just want you guys to remember, the reversing stigma model gives you a 6-step system. It's motivational minute time, provides the daily practice, and of course, the 12 universal laws of success gives you the universal truth. So we got the reversing stigma model. It's motivational minute time. The 12 universal laws of success. This is a success formula for practical use to turn in stigma to success. And with that, you have an amazing day. Thank you.
Wow. 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 Herman, you got me so excited, man. I can't even find myself on the screen.
Oh, stop. Stop, mentor.
Oh, man. Wow. Wow. That was amazing. I mean, that was amazing. I'm sitting here now. We're in the breakfast room at the house. We're at Stacy's, our daughter, and it's just amazing. I mean, I got note pages here, man. A whole notebook. Story, team, intentionality, gratitude, motivation, affirmation. I see why they made you the keynote speaker. My goodness, my goodness. Well, Herman, you know, those points you covered were powerful, but you really, you know, I think you had something that was deep. You had desire. Many times a person may have desire, but just not have the vision for how to manifest that desire. And I think that stigma might be that thing that blocks the vision. You know how
Yeah,
you have I was doing an eye test once and they put up a little screen so you can't see out of one eye.
yeah,
They'll put under your eye so you can't see the whole thing. Well, that stigma is exactly what does that. And so many people have a deep desire, but just don't have a vision of how that desire can manifest. And
yes,
you see how it pulled the desire, pulled the vision out of you. It's like you say, when you walk on the stage and you're standing there, it's like it's your turn.
Woo, mind blown.
You
Mind blown.
say you're the keynote speaker. What do you call it in baseball? You're the cleanup hitter.
That's right.
But you know, you said something very powerful. You said, bring it on. You thought about it. Also, as you were thinking, many times when you have a failure and a setback and you get through it, when the next one comes along, that gives you a nice frame of reference. You know, when you think back on the things that you failed at, but and somehow you overcame, but then now you have a new thing confronting you. To have those past victories and the gratitude for those past victories. Thank you for making me strong. Thank you for taking me through the mud, so I appreciate being clean. Thank you for the darkness, so I appreciate the light. So,
Yes.
man, I tell you, Herman, you threw down. I can't wait for our discussion. We got a full house today. I know yeah, Herman, go ahead, man.
Dr. Harris, I forgot to give people my website. You can go to my website and cop my books. It's the reversing stigma reversingstigma.com is the website. I'm sorry, I
Reversingstigma.com.
forgot. I was so excited, I forgot to say that part.
Listen, man,
Reversingstigma.com.
when you get into it, when you go into that zone where you become one with your message, where you become one with your mission, you forget a lot of stuff because you get so focused. You get so focused to create that harmonic relationship, really, between where you are and where you want to be. Well, folks, we can't wait for our discussion. Those watching on YouTube this morning, I hope you took notes. It'll be on YouTube so you can watch it later. But this is, every lesson we have on Saturday mornings. Last Saturday, I want to give a shout out. Last Saturday, Dawn came on with Build Again. And that message just seemed to resonate with everybody because many of us are going through uh, a space in life where it's like, what's next? Okay, what's the next step now? I've gotten here. So that idea to give thanks for where you are, say, if you're at this point, then you're here for a reason, for a purpose. You have something great to do. So Dawn taught us how to build again. And then you came in with the remove the stigma. It's like the stigma is like one of the barriers to building.
Yeah.
When you were saying that point, you were making that point that you said like change your language. Sometimes you can tell a story of defeat so often and with such diligence that you feel it. You live it over and over again. And when
Yes.
you change your story, you change your life. And the beauty of it is it's your choice. You can choose to change your story. Nobody gives you your story. You may accept a story somebody has given you, but you always have the ability to choose to like, oh, this is not my story. You are not talking about me. You ever been in one of those situations where people are talking about how poor they were, how broke they were, how they suffered? Well, I was a kid that didn't experience that. I was raised with a nanny. I didn't know it was a nanny till I grew up. I just thought it was an old lady who lived with us, which really what it was. In the South in those days, you had older people, and when they didn't have people in the area, they would often move in and take care of the kids. And my mother and dad worked, so Miss Annie was my nanny, as they say. I later learned in life, but the point was that I didn't have that experience of life. So I had a different story, but then I felt guilty about not having more hardship, not having more challenges. It's like, I just had a happy life, no problem. But then to be grateful for that now. Don't be mad about it. Don't run out and have a hardship just because everybody else had one. you know, go ahead, go ahead and take that blessing, as you said, man. Whatever you're grateful for, you get more of.
That's
So
right.
be grateful for the blessings that you had and keep rolling on.
That's right.
Wow. All right, folks. I guess we got the live broadcast. Those of you on YouTube, we're going to have to cut you off because we got a whole ton of people on here who are brilliant, excited, and who love watching and being a part of the Success Mentorship Network. So once again, thank you so much for being with us today. Be sure to visit our website, herbertharris.com. Get a copy of our book. And if you want to be added to our mailing list to be a part of the Success Mentorship Network, go to herbertharris.com and fill out. There's a so we can contact one another. Give us your name and your email address, and we can add you to the Success Mentorship Mastermind session. So thanks for being here. Remember this, you can be what you want to be, do what you want to do, and have anything you desire, always knowing
Always know
that the
that the
best
best
is yet to
is yet
come. Let me,
and so it is.
and so it is.